guys, so we've gotten quite a big following lately, and we've had plenty of comments on the hardest rainbow loom bracelet, and we had a challenge from somebody to make a triple Starburst bracelet. So the challenge has been accepted and it has been completed, and here you have the first triple Starburst. We did the single crossed variety as opposed to the double crossed because the double crossed is much, it's much harder. It's not as flexible as the single crossed, so we stuck with the single crossed here so it'd be a little bit more comfortable because it is so wide. So there you have it, and the video that follows is going to tell you how to make it. I'm not going to focus as much on the techniques as for making the Starburst and stuff. We've seen them all in the first video, so you can watch the first video. I'll go ahead and post a link down to it there. Watch that so you can get the basics of everything. But in this video, we're going to focus on stitching the two together in the middle and what you need to do to make sure the pattern stays the same. And of course, this can be reversible. You see you got the white over the top on the crosses there. On the back side, you got the black over the crosses. So depending on which way you want to wear it, you can wear it either direction. And of course, we made it to glow in the dark. So it's a great idea. And I'm going to go over a few tips, kind of tricks to help you along with it, to make life easier for you when you do it. The first tip that I can give you is take your time when you make this type of bracelet. When you pull it off of the loom, you have to be very careful because of the fact that there's a lot of tension on the loom, and you'll see towards the end of the video that towards the end my loom started falling apart. So it's a good thing it was already made, but that that would have really kind of stunk if it was in the process of being made. So make sure you take your time with it. Make sure you push your loom down, and you don't want to hold the loom in your lap. You want it on a flat surface so you can keep pressure down on it so it doesn't fold up and buckle on you in the middle of it. The other thing I can't express enough, and I know parents will hate me for this, but you need to use new rubber bands. Because if you use rubber bands that have been stretched out, then the problem is they're going to end up snapping on you when you take it off the loom. And what I mean is, look at the difference between these. This is a brand new, out of the package rubber band, and this is one that's been used. It's been stretched out. There's no life left in it. You could use it for like a single or something like that. But when you start yanking on this thing, this is going to be the first thing to snap on you. So make sure that you start out with a new rubber band when you do these big projects like this. Because the last thing you want to do is have 2 hours into this, and then you go to do something and a rubber band snap and you can't replace it. A lot of the stuff can be fixed if it's still on the loom, but when you start pulling it off the loom and something snaps, you're done. You got to start back from square one. So get new rubber bands when you do these kind of projects. Can I tell you how many rubber bands are in this? A lot. I don't know. The original double crossed had, about 376, I think, was in it. This won't be as many. It may be close to it because of the fact that we have the extra row of Starburst. So, it's probably pretty similar. It's probably in the 376 range. But, again, just take your time with it. Don't rush it because you don't want it breaking when you're taking it off of the loom. Okay? Alright. So, stick with the video and send me any comments below, any links, share it. Let everybody know we're out there making this cool stuff. And I'll get back with you on the next one. Take care. And thanks for all your views, guys. I will tell you that you'll need a hook, of course. And as you see, I have 3 looms lined up here a certain way. So it's basically, the standard setup for a loom, but you're going to put 3 side by side. So the 2 inner ones are going to be the same depth, and the 2 inner ones over here will be the same depth, with the middle ones sticking out. I don't know if you can appreciate that or not. Kind of see how that goes there. I will tell you that, yes, this is 3 looms that you see here, but in order for me to get these to stay together sturdy, I had to use the pieces off of 4 looms on the back. So I really could not figure out any other way to get these to stay together tight where they weren't pulling or anything else with the pieces of 3 looms. So, are you going to use 3 looms in this video? No, but you are going to use the back pieces from 4. Or, are you going to use 4 looms in this video? No, you're going to use 3, but you're going to use the back pieces from 4. So you will need 4 looms to complete this. No other way. So, today I think I'm going to focus on just using black and glow-in-the-dark, since we got a whole bunch of them. And I am using the Rainbow Loom brand bracelets. I do like, the bands have been improved since we first started, and they seem to hold their stretch better than most, but they don't have quite as far as a stretch that they can do. So, that being said, I may stick with just singles here, crossing, as opposed to doubles, but we'll see when we get there. I'm probably just going to stick with the singles for this video, just because of ease of getting everything off, because there's going to be so much on this one. So I'll get back with you, and I'm going to get started. I'll get back with you. So just for ease of use in filming, I'm going to do it from the side, but as you know, the way it works is, instead of starting from here like you're building the original Starburst, you're going to start and work everything up, and you're going to leave these ends open, because of the fact that these ends here that you start with are what you're going to finish when you come around, and this is what you're going to tie into when you take it off of this loom, and then you're going to rebuild it and put it back on the other side. So I'm going to get started. I'm not going to show you the whole building process. I'll show you bits and pieces of it as we're going along, but I'll get everything built. Basically the starbursts, then the crosses, and before I hook everything over, I'll go ahead and come back and show you. So stay with me. Okay, so this is where we've gotten so far. We're doing black and glow-in-the-dark, so we started with a black, then we go glow-in-the-dark, and we alternated all the way up. Then we go here to this center cross, and you're going to go black crossways from bottom left to top right, and then you're going to alternate it with the glow-in-the-dark, and you do this same pattern all the way up. So you put your black from lower left to upper right, glow-in-the-dark from lower right to upper left, and then you go again, same thing. Lower left, upper right, lower right, upper left. And you continue that same pattern. Don't go all your blacks and then all your whites. Alternate it back and forth. Just like that. Okay, and you're going to continue alternating that to the end. You're not going to go to the very end, because this is actually going to be one end of your bracelet here. So you're going to go up, and then you're going to cross over that point there. You're not going to go all the way to the end, because your starburst is going to end on this point here. Okay. And then when you get over to the other end, to keep your pattern going here, you're going to start with the glow-in-the-dark and then white, so on and so forth, all the way to this end here. And now we're going to build our starbursts, and our starbursts are going to alternate. So we'll probably start with glow-in-the-dark here, then we're going to have a black one here, and then we're going to have glow-in-the-dark here. And then the pattern's going to alternate as it goes up. So I'll get back with you here in a few and show you that. Okay, so now we've finished all the positioning of our rubber bands. With our alternating starbursts, we got capping bands of similar color on each starburst. That's just to get the uniformity of everything. So we basically put down our sides, our single cross in the center. I ended up not going with the double cross, so we're going with the single cross in the center. Then another row of starbursts all the way up, alternating, black and glow-in-the-dark. Our first put down single cross, and then the last row. So 3 alternating rows of starbursts here with capping bands on each one. And then on the very end, we have a capping band of the glow-in-the-dark color here on this side. So once you get to that point, then what you're going to do is you're going to start hooking your starbursts which you're going to start from that point, and you're going to go to the center, and then you're going to go counterclockwise and go around. And then continue. You're going to do all your starbursts, and then you'll do your sides and your single crosses and your sides. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up all of the starbursts on the loom, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, so we're back. I started hooking before I realized I forgot to turn the camera back on. But basically, we've made our starbursts. That was the first thing we did. And you should have a kind of a working knowledge of the starburst before you start this bracelet. We hooked our left side. We're going to work from left to right. So we've hooked our left side all the way up to the end, down to here. Then we're going to go with our cross, and we're going to hook the left side first over to the right, then the right over to the left, then the left over to the right, right over to the left. And we're going to continue doing that all the way to the top. So let's see if we can get this in frame here. You can see where we're at, but okay. So we're going to grab this one on the left, take it over to the right, and grab this one on the right, take it over to the left. That's exactly how we do it. We do that all the way up. Then we're going to go over to the next cross, do the same thing there, and then we're going to finally do the end, and then we're going to cap off our end pieces, and I'll get back with you here when we're there. Okay, so we're back, and we finished up hooking everything, flipping it over, and basically the way the ends worked here is, what I would do is I would take this one over here, go up, then I did my cross. When I took my cross piece from here over, and then I had to take this one over to here, make sure you come and get this piece first to take over, and then otherwise it won't catch that when you hook that over. So make sure you do that piece over first before you do that. Okay? And now what we're going to do is we got our 9 contrasting different colors, and we're going to tie off each end. And you do that basically by hooking down through the loom, making sure you got everything, twist it back through the groove and bring it around. And then from here it's just a simple slip knot over the top and pull it up tight just to hold it. Okay? And what that's doing is that's binding all of the side pieces right here together, so when you put it back on the loom, you have them all right there. Okay? And this is where I've had a lot of questions on how to get it back on the loom. So I'm going to show you this. And you're going to take every single peg here at the end of the loom, and you're going to put one of these yellow bands on it. Let's go this way. And sometimes you may have a little bit of trouble getting through there, and the easiest thing to do is just give the, give it a little twist to get through, and then whatever way you twist going in, twist the opposite way when you come out, and then that'll just configure it back to the right way. Some of them are easy because there's just the one loop, but that also keeps your bands from coming apart too when you take it off the loom. I just put a bunch of slip knots in. And the only special thing about these, these stopping bands for now is just make sure that they're, kind of a contrasting different color so you can pick them out. So if you need to just cut them off, you can pull them off and use them again. But if you need to cut them off, then you can cut them off. It's no big deal. You know which ones they are, and you won't get confused and accidentally remove what you don't want to. Okay, so since you've done all that work, go through, make sure you got every single band. There's nothing hanging down before you take it off the loom. And it looks like it's good. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this from the loom. Okay? I have not seen what this will look like as a triple. We're all about to find out. You know, the other thing too is, you know, this is under a lot of pressure. So you should definitely be careful because you don't want all your work to go to waste taking it off of here. So, last thing you want to do is break a rubber band at this point. That wouldn't be any good at all. I have to get a bigger table. And I would say the most, you know, where you really want to be gentle is in the cross patterns, because that's where they seem to want to pull apart the most. Yeah. Like I said, the last thing you want to do is break this thing. You'll break a rubber band when you've done all this work. Okay. And you're going to see it just in the same time as I see it. So there we have it, folks. That is the single cross triple starburst. Okay, part 1. So then we're going to get it built again, and all these pieces are going to get tied back on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create the other piece, which you've already seen, you guys already know how to do, and then we're going to focus on getting this on there. So I will get back with you. Stay tuned. So just a quick note before I finish putting everything on there. When you start your side patterns, you're going to want to go, because now this becomes this end, and we're going to tie into this over here. So we're going to take our other piece and we're going to tie it into this side. But make sure that you're going to go, you know, you're going to start at this point on this side now instead of from here. You're going to start on this point in the middle, go up that way, then take your opposite color, then put your black across here, because that's your next color. So you remember, you're alternating your colors. So put your black across. So you know this one's going to be white, so then you got to put a black one here, put that one down first, that black one down first, then put your white one over. And then put your white one across, your black one over, your black one over here, and then your white one over. So the same pattern goes with the blacks and the crosses being on the bottom. And then you're going to build up as you go, then you'll build your starbursts, and then we'll hook. So I'll get back with you soon. Okay guys, and we're back, and we've completed loading up the loom with the next section. Make sure you keep it flat there, don't blow apart on you. It's got a lot of pressure, so it's trying to curve in a little bit. So you're just going to keep it flat. So now we've built it like the standard, the original Starburst bracelet, but we have the crosses in the center. We've showed you, how to pick the colors. So basically it's whatever colors you ended up with, that's, what you're going to start with as far as the Starbursts. And then on the outside bands, you're going to go just the opposite. So if it ends in black here, you're going to start with white over here. But remember, if you're going to alternate, so you're going to start with the black here and then go that way. If you're going to put white on there, you're going to start with white here, and then it's going to alternate, and then you're going to end down there. So now, which way do we put this thing back on here? Alright, so basically, if you look at the cross in the center, you got the white going that way on the top. Okay, and if you look at how this is, the black's going to go over first, and then the white's going to go over top of it. So if you see the way the white's going, this is the way that we're going to put it back on the loom. And we're going to do it one piece at a time. Alright? So, we're going to try to set this up where you can see it. It's not the greatest camera because it doesn't have zoom on it. But you're going to get the very end one. And then what you do is you get your hook through all the pieces. Make sure you got all the pieces. And then you're going to wrap it around your loom. And then you verify it by looking at where you had your piece come through. Make sure everything's, make sure there's nothing crossed. I mean, this is the moment of truth right there. Make sure you get every piece. Now, do not take that off of there until you're done. So that way, if it does blow apart, then at least you have this piece to salvage. You can wait till the very end to remove these pieces, because you can even cut them off. So keep those yellow bands on there to keep this side protected, because you know it's done. Keep them on there to keep that side protected. And then the next one is just a simple Starburst. We'll put that on there. Now this is the one that gets a little tricky, is the Starburst cross. Let me get this turned around here so I can see a little better. Alright, and if you get your hook through there one piece at a time, might work even better for you. Alright, so we got everything there. Nope, no we don't. We missed a piece. I think we got it. Alright, so let's put that on there, that on there. Okay. So you got the top and bottom, and you got the Starburst. There you go. Now we're going to move over to the next one. Pull it out there if you need to. Alright, to the bottom of that one. Top of that one. And this is the hardest part of it all. See, now you guys know why I fast forwarded it through the other video. Because it does take some time to get it all lined up. Okay. Okay, got that one. And we got the easy one there. Sorry if I'm getting off camera. I know it's hard to see too, guys. I apologize, but got lucky on that one. Or did I? Okay, so you hook the bottom one, then bring it around and catch the top one. Okay, 2 more to go. That bottom one hooked on. Alright, so that's how it's done. Now, you can, if you wanted to, you could go in here and remove these yellow bands now that they're on there. If you're 100% sure that everything's cool and everything's on there, you could go for it. But, again, I like the security of knowing that I can come back here, clip those things off when I'm done. So if something does mess up with this build, then I still got this piece left. So now all I'm going to do, just double check, make sure, double, triple check everything, make sure that all these pieces are connected. Because you don't want, oh, look, right there. See, just when you think. You take a double take, and there it is, we missed that one. So, just by looking, I saw that that one was undone. And that one little bit could have messed it all up. Because I wouldn't have hooked that piece of the cross in. So we'd have a piece of the cross that would have flipped out when it was all said and done. So double check and make sure everything is in there perfectly. You know, go over it, double check it, triple check it. This is a lot of work to have it blow apart on you. Okay, and then from this point on, I'm going to make my starbursts. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to make my starbursts. Then I'm going to continue out my sides and close it out. So I'll get back with you. Alright guys, got everything stitched up. I went ahead and took off my yellows. Remember, it's got a lot of pull. I don't know if you can see how it kind of bows in, but you can see when I push it down, it's trying to pull up in the middle. So the faster you get it off here, the better. So I got to my ends. When I came up here with the ends, I took this one over and then this one over. Then I took this one to the center pin, that one to the center pin, that one to the center, that one to the center. And then I just put some stopping bands on each one. That's what I'm going to attach my C-clips to. And we did make an extension for the double cross, double starburst. So I'll plan on probably doing the same for this one. But I can tell you that these single crosses are much more flexible than that double cross one is. So if you made the double cross one, you probably have to add an extension just to make it a little bit more comfortable because it's so stiff. But remember, again, this is the moment of truth, so be careful taking it off, Don't rush it because you don't want to break your rubber bands. And again, this is the first time I'm seeing it, first time you're seeing it. I haven't tried to make this. This is the first time on camera tonight. Like I said, you needed 4 looms just to get enough pieces to keep the bottom, to keep the 3 looms together. But you need the bottom of 4 looms to hold it all. Coming along. I don't know if you can see how it's pulling the looms, but it's definitely pulling. And be careful you don't break your rubber bands, especially in the crosses, because I've done it. That's why I also say use new rubber bands. Moly. Yeah, it's pulling the loom apart. Let's go ahead and take this side off then. Just goes to show you how much tension this thing's under when you make these big bracelets like this. So you gotta be careful. And if it comes off without falling apart, you got it stitched together correctly. Okay, so let's get everything out of the way. And there you go. Triple starburst. Single cross triple starburst. And it looks as though, yep, my black and white pattern stayed the same. On this side it's white on the top, on this side it's black on the top. So kind of reversible either direction you like it. And of course, we glow in the dark, like so. So, again, this is Larry with another Rainbow Loom tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple extensions to it there real quick. Let's go ahead and knock those out. Go ahead and pull all these looms apart. Get this over here. So to hold this together, you're going to need 3 C-clips. Okay, and we just made 3 little extension bands. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to take our loops from our bracelet. And put each loop on there. Two, three, four. You know what? I think I'm going to keep it there. I don't need these other ones here. I think this will be plenty big enough. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take it the rest of the way. Just in case, we can always take it out. So if you realized you needed a little bit more on your extension, then just add it on there like so. And then catch your black one. Got back on there. Back on like so. Make sure you wrap it. All right. Okay. There you go. All done. Triple Starburst cuff with glow-in-the-dark bands. We got this one in here that's all twisted, so let's give that an untwist real quick. Get it all matching. Spin it around there. Get your twists out. There you go. And that might even look better if I went ahead and doubled that up. Plus it'd be a little stronger. So we'll give it to Miss Morgan in the morning, see how she likes it. See everybody likes it at school, and remember again, it glows in the dark. There you go, guys. Good chatting with you, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.